Well, hi, people. Welcome to GreenFire today. Today is Wednesday, October 12th, 2016, and we're in an aquatarian moment. This is a water planet, a beautiful water planet, 75% water, so we're aquatarians today. We're underwater with the beautiful little people in the coral reefs and our little friends swimming around in photosynthetic electroglide blue, and we welcome all of you to take a swim with us into the deep. And we're going into the deep at subsonic levels and sonic architectures of a journey of the spheres of inner space. So, like we sent, we had probes into outer space. We've landed on the moon, where we're traveling into inner space today. So we'll be landing on some new aquatarian terrain. We're still not sure, but it will be called Mare Incognita, which is underneath, way down below the ocean, way down below the sea, where you may find us, where I'm looking to see, way down below the ocean. Where I wanna be, she takes me, way down below the ocean. Where I wanna be, she takes me, way down below the ocean. Where I wanna be, she takes me. Hail Atlantis, hail Atlantis, hail Atlantis. And in this sacred space, we begin our journey into the aquatarian part of our psyches, which is part of the human journey. As hominids, we're two-legged, four-legged, winged ones, and finned ones. And so we'll be celebrating the song of the winged ones and the finned ones today. We'll sing a little Irish flute here. Take us a little deeper into the swim. Come on deeper into the swim. We're going to do some sonic diving into our psyche, our collective unconscious. And remember, dear friends, water is emotion. Water is where the divine feminine is. It's a symbol of the Luna, which is the lunar part of our psyche, and it's the divine feminine. And let's take a look at the seasonal wheel today. We're at October 12th. The moon is a gibbous moon, and we're moving into a full moon. And that full moon is October, it's in this area. So we kiss the water today. And today is the 12th, and that is most likely moving toward a full moon on Saturday the 15th. So we're very close to a full moon. Where today is Wednesday, the very close gibbous, almost full moon, and we'll move into full moon, and it'll be full moon, harvest moon. And so, in this sense, we'll have a harvest moon, movable feast underwater with the wonderful, by Jove, with the wonderful underground people, the fairy folk of the underground. The gnomes, the undines, the sylphs. And what if waking in the night is not a problem, but a dream-time gathering of kindreds? So let's take a look at where we're at in this aquatarian vision and ask ourselves a really cool question. What if waking in the night is not a problem, but a dream-time gathering of kindreds? So we'll slow this down. It goes and soak it into or compost it into our heart. What if waking in the night is not a problem, but a dreamtime gathering of kindreds? That's a great joy of this journey. And dear friend, you are the oracle, and you have become the gateway. It is midnight, and the way is lit. Dear friend, you are the oracle, and you have become the gateway. Look around. And it is midnight in this underwater palace. And dear friend, the way is lit. So we sing the song of the deep unconscious of our deeper selves, of our collective unconscious. And know that we are a gathering of beings of very diverse and myriad complexity of beings in the coral reefs of our own inner psyche. And we collectively gather here because on this beloved water planet, we are aquaterrans. That's aquaterra. That means we are part of the water planet. And we are all connected in all of our diversity. And we will say again, what if waking in the night is not a problem, but a dreamtime gathering of kindreds? So in that sense, we're going to go some deep diving here with our elementals and our gnome friends and our ondines and our sylphs. These are the little people. These are the people of the dream time. And we've entered dream time, dear friend, for this golden eternity of an hour. So we celebrate that, the golden eternity of an hour. Come gather, dear friends. You could be with all of us. And that would be way cool. The Jethro Tull of the deep. So we got a little invitation here for you while we're in the deep. This is October. This is movie time. And usually we have the creature feature creepy movies in October for getting ready for the scream of Halloween. But on this screen, on this particular night, here is an invitation for all you children of delight who like to have creepy crawler movies, creature feature. Here we have a tribute to Vincent Price through his daughter, Victoria Price, who is visiting us in the area of Iowa City and Cedar Rapids. And this is an invitation to come join on Wednesday, October 19th. That's October 19th, a week from it's just a Wednesday, October 19th. I believe that's right. Or a Tuesday night, excuse me. No, it's Wednesday night, October 19th. That's just around the bend here. It's really close. It's 7 to 10 p.m. at the Collins Road Theaters in Cedar Rapids. So this is the Collins Road Theaters in Cedar Rapids from 7 to 11 p.m. for a double feature of Gene Tierney, Dana Andrews, and the movie Laura, a creature feature, and then, well, actually, it's just that film itself, and also starring Vincent Price, Judith Anderson, and Clifton Webb, produced and directed by Otto Preminger. And his daughter will be there, the daughter of Vincent Price, Victoria, will be there to meet and greet and sign books or sign autographs. Be a wonderful tribute to Vincent Price and his beautiful daughter Victoria for everyone to show up at the Collins Theater, Collins Road Theater in Cedar Rapids on Wednesday the 19th of October from 7 to 11. And bring your joy, because this is a cinematic celebration of all things creative and all the better side of Hollywood. So let your Hollywood light shine on the Wednesday, the October 19th, from 7 to 11 at the Collins Road Theater in Cedar Rapids. And give Victoria her due. Welcome her with a beautiful Iowa warm welcome. So we say, welcome, Victoria Price. Welcome to the beautiful heartland, and welcome to Cedar Rapids, Iowa City. Welcome to our humble home. We big arms surround you and hug you with delight as friends and as friends of film and friends of all things creative. So that again is one night only. There's a premiere night. It's a Hollywood premiere night at the Collins Road Theater, October 19th from 7 to 11. Enjoy yourself and have a wonderful, bring your friends. You're going to really enjoy this. So thank you for coming, Victoria Price, and thank you for your dad. So that is the part of this journey that we're on here and on the seasonal wheel. And if you noticed, we had the first chill of the autumn air today. Yesterday it was beautiful, 75 degrees, and we were all out getting sun. Actually went to the Dairy Queen and had a wonderful shake. And today we wake up and the wind's blowing out of the north, and the high is around 50 degrees. So a temperature drop of 25 degrees, and the wind about 20 miles an hour from the northwest. So actually, the chill temperature is around 38 degrees. So everybody, I hope you're warm. Have some hot chocolate and warm, and climb inside. As in the seasonal wheel, we are moving into the autumnal, as we all know, the autumnal part of the seasonal wheel, and that's in the west. And in the west is a time to come inside. It's harvest time, and we come inside and warm up. Everybody gets their pumpkins out, lights their candles, and becomes more mammalian as far as going inside and keeping warm around fire and friends and good food and good company and good tunes and good movies and good creativity of stories of all kinds. So the real narrative of our lives, dear friend, is to be in a living story. And whether we know it or not, we breathe in the joy of the journey. And in the joy of the journey, we breathe in peace, and we breathe out love. And then we breathe in love, and we breathe out peace. We breathe in love, we breathe out peace. We breathe in peace, we breathe out love. We breathe in peace, we breathe out love. We breathe in love, we breathe out peace. We breathe in peace, we breathe out love. That's a double helix, triadic woven note of the joy of the journey to breathe. And this time that we're going and we're living in, dear friend, whether your friends are going through tough times, ordeals, or very dark night of the soul, some people are. It's a very difficult time. Please always remember to breathe. Breathing helps us calm, helps us with our stillness, and helps us with our clarity. And breathing, no matter what situation we're in, we want to remember to breathe. And there's different sacred traditions on planet Earth, Aqua Terra, the beloved water planet. And one of them is the Sufi journey, which is the dances of universal peace. And in the Sufi way, they really don't believe in sin. They say there is no sin. If there's only one sin, it may be if you forgot to breathe. I mean, being conscious about breathing. I mean, yes, we breathe involuntarily, but the conscious breathing is what we want to soft focus on. Becoming softly easily more aware of our breathing, so that we are conscious. We breathe in love, we breathe out peace. We breathe in peace, we breathe out love. We breathe in love, we breathe out peace. Being conscious of our breathing. In these moments when we're in stress or in a difficult life ordeal of whatever kinds, maybe a terrible, painful relationship that needs mending, we remember to breathe, whether we're caught with kids and wives and husbands and marriages and relationships, lovers, wives, husbands, or it could be family relationships or whatever. There may be pain, there may be stress. Let's just shine a light on everyone here and just lovingly embrace one another and say, let us breathe. Let us breathe through this. Let us breathe. Let us find love in this situation. Love is all there is. Bhavanam kevalam. Here's a beautiful thing while you breathe. Bhavanam kevalam. Love is all there is. Breathe in love, breathe out peace. Breathe in peace, breathe out love. Breathe in love, breathe out peace. And wherever we're at, maybe at a red light, maybe we're in the line at the grocery store, maybe we're taking the garbage out, maybe we're just sitting there staring out the window, or maybe during a commercial, Well, we breathe in love, we become conscious of our awareness. Just by breathing in and becoming aware, we disconnect from that which is taking our attention in some script that is local, some stress situation or whatever, and we return it to ourself. It's a centering way, a way of centering. Breathe in love, breathe out peace. You can be on a bus, you can be in a car, be on a bicycle, can be walking, can be sitting, can be standing, can be laying down, can be a couch potato. We can breathe in love and breathe out peace. Wherever we are there. We are here now. Wherever we are here now. And when we are here now, which is be here now is simply breathing. Breathing in, I am love. Breathing out, I am peace. Breathing in, I am love. Breathing out, I am peace. Breathing in, I am peace. Breathing out, I am love. I am that I am. I am peace. Breathing in, breathing out, I am love. Breathing in, I am love. Breathing out, I am peace. Breathing in, I am peace. Breathing out, I am love. This is an I-thou. See, this is I-thou, where all of us are equal and loved on the circle of life. And it dissolves the I, the objective, the other. The I-it becomes I-thou. And we want to be in I-thou relationships because I-thou is we, which is us. I-it objectifies, creates distance, alienates, creates angst, fear, and all the other negative emotions. I-thou embraces compassion, concern, caring, and nurtures our relations. I-thou. I am love, breathing out. I am peace, breathing in. I-thou am love, breathing out. I-thou am peace, breathing in. I-thou, breathing out, am love. I-thou am peace, breathing in. I-thou. I-thou is love. So we have this us. And, in the Western world, and in the Abrahamic religions and the Judaic, the Christian religion is especially, there's much about Jesus as a heart, or the heart is the heart chakra, love, compassionate love, 4 different kinds of love. We'll get into that another time. But Jesus is, considered caritas, the creator, part of the Son of God, is the New Testament is love. Love one another, love thyself, love your neighbor, love. Love is all there is. And if you look at that I-thou relationship, Jesus is just us. I-thou. Je, in French, is I. Suis, je suis, we are. Just us. Je suis, we are. Just us. And that, interesting, is also kind of the root word for the Jesuits. But je suis, we are, I, thou, just us, Jesus, I, thou. So we are part of the divinized body of the divine. By breathing in a compassion and caring, no comparing, caring for our one another, for our kin, our kindred, our kith and kin, and even for our enemies. We have love at some level. We're all human. Animals are human. Humans are human. We're all in the circle here. And this I-thou relationship, is we can breathe this in. It's a new understanding, a new awareness. And so what's going to happen here is I'm going to introduce some new language of which I was part of this early group, which is called the North American Bioregional Congress. And this is the proceedings from the 1984-86 Bioregional Congress at Leelanau Peninsula on the Great Lakes near Traverse City, Michigan. And the Bioregional Congress says that anthropocentric or human-centered thinking is not going to help us get through this global climate change. We need to move to an ecocentric or biocentric way of thinking and being. And that is becoming a new human being is becoming biocentric. So we have concern on the circle of life, not just for the human, which is, mammalian, but the biocentric is for all species. Two-leggeds, the upright, the four-leggeds, the creepy crawlers, the winged ones, the birds, those that fly, and the finned ones, those where we're at here, those who are swimming in the deep with us today. So please embrace the inspiration that will be given in this introduction to this new form of language. And this was introduced in a poem that I wrote called Gaia. And I'll do a little performance here of a piece that got published in the proceedings of the Second Bioregional Congress, 1986, Leelanau Peninsula, Jigading, or Lake Michigan. And this is introducing new language called deep ecology. It's called ecopoetics. It's not ethnopoetics. This is called ecopoetics, where we have cultural diversity and we have biodiversity. So this is introduction of the language of biodiversity. And so one wing is cultural diversity and the other is biodiversity. And we need both for the human, both wings of the human being in order for humanity to leap into a new consciousness and for humanity to fly. Biodiversity and cultural diversity. So within that, there's this deep ecological, it's called deep ecology. And this poetics or poetry is called ecopoetics. Ecological poetics, that makes a little help to kind of ease our way into this language. Gaia is the Greek name for Mother Earth. So Gaia is thousands of years old. It's just reintroduced into this language around the time of the Bioregional Congress through a hypothesis called the Gaia hypothesis, that all systems of the planet are interconnected and the planet itself is a sentient being. Mother Earth, planet Earth, a blessed water planet, Aqua Terra, is a sentient being. So this is seeds for the deep ecology of the new Earth we're walking upon. Restoration of mirth on earth. This is a rebirthing, and we're all planetary midwives in this rebirthing process. And help our activists wherever they're at as they are performing global CPR, conservation, preservation, and restoration, especially those who are shutting down the pipelines up here in Iowa and up at Standing Rock right now. Please go and join and support those people. go to boldiowa.com right now, boldiowa.com, and find out where the big action is this week. We want lots of people over there, lots of protectors and protesters, both, to shut down this pipeline. It's a rape, plunder, and pillage operation by this Dakota pipeline, and we need everybody over there to help Ed Fallon and all the other Earth folks who are water protectors and who are Mother Earth warriors. What do you call them? Protesters? These are Earth warriors. So it's dedicated to everyone, again, along the diversity of biodiversity, diversity of all life. Winged ones, birds. Finned ones, our dear beloved friends of the aqua terra, earth, water planet. Two-leggeds, the uprights, and the four-leggeds. The bear, the deer, the elk, the dogs, the cats, and all of their relatives. And there are a lot of them. So we got to send out a little light and love to all the animals out there. As I had in a dream last night, in my dream, there was all about the animals having souls and being sentient. So that was part of the dream. And this is part of the dream. So this is performance, okay? Gaia. Gaia! 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 Gaia moves in her creation dance in sidereal time. We are star people. We are cartwheeling across the universe. Encapsulated in the mothership of the neocortex, we are new earth, new time. Gaia, homo ludens, homo novus. We are new being. We are noetics. We are at new beginning. We are here. We are consciousness of itself in its complexity and equally in its complementarity, as well as in connectedness. We are convergence. We are serious, celebrating and welcoming us home with opening arms in the womb of our true home, the cosmic ocean. We are planetary child arising, the person of our planet. We are many minds becoming one mind. Arising as daughter, awakening, rubbing away her coyote tears, rubbing away her coyote tears, rubbing away her coyote tears, dreaming the dream. In her dawning, Gaia child dances the universe, twirling, whirling, spinning, sparking the cosmogony of her dreams alive. She unfurls it, now nebula, now nova, now galaxy, spinning, 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 she whirls it alive. Galaxies run through her hands like beads. Gaia, Origen rising, Rigel smiling, whirling, she runs a ribbon through the heart of silence. A mead of pasture in the moss on the common green. In the bogs and fens, through the stone, her eyes smile blue. She is the diamond-jeweled ornament. She is liberation. Etain in druidic dance emerges at Stonehenge. Magdalene sweeps clean. Mary, Martha, Margot, Columba gather. Ethiopia waits. Ursa Major points toward Polaris, the great bare space. Alaska moves in Beringia, dips toward Antarctica. The seven sisters aloft sprung skyward from Grand Teton Medicine Wheel, with bear marks in claws. On its petrified stump, the Kiowa kissed Time for the gift of the sun gift, the sacred bundle, the house made of dawn. In mythopoesis, the carrier of Skan, Hey Hetchitu Meaheun, hear her in the center. Hear her in the center. Alcyon's tsunami is silent. Amchitka talks. Tualatin listens. Tualatin listens. Katua responds, hey, Yung, Yung. They hear owl call their name. Crane calls, walking to here. Crane calls, walking to here. Cattail wails. Coyote smiles. Trust, trust, trust. Big wind moves Untagila bones across badlands. Lakota warn of Iktomi. Indian ones breathe a neepy to grandfather's spirit, saying, look for your weepy lights, making ties that bind. Sweat Lodge sings north to wisdom. White buffalo woman comes. Cush Canticle's council pole at Morning Star in the east door. Red Cedar Center. Beavered People Congress for Turtle Island on Aquaterra. Leelanau sings joy at dawning. The Cloud House says Lou Welch is found by vultures. Alive! Ho! Gaia shines. In this touching, the shields breathe. The shields breathe. The shields breathe. Hiama vihio. Hiama vihio. Hiama vihio. Mea Heyun. This is the poem Gaia. It was written at the North American Bioregional Congress at Innisfree on Leelanau Peninsula, Michigan, on the Great Lakes of Jigading. And the second bioregional gathering for a new planetary mind. This is the introduction of a new planetary mind. So we will go through it, and in future times, these terms will be introduced along the way. But right now, what we have is a sacred language of a North American, Native American language, plus planetary language, plus star language. And stories within the creation stories of the Kiowa and Lakota, and of the Hopi and the Wiccan creation stories of the Nordic soul, of Ireland, the Scandinavian, the northern soul. All right, so here we'll go through this. First time it goes in her head, second time it goes in her heart. Gaia. Gaia! Gaia moves in her creation dance in sidereal time. We are star people. We are cartwheeling across the universe, encapsulated in the mothership of the neocortex. We are new earth, new time. Gaia, Homo ludens, Homo novus. We are new being. We are noetics. We are at new beginning. We are here. We are consciousness of itself in its complexity and equally in its complementarity, as well as in connectedness. We are convergence. We are serious, celebrating and welcoming us home with opening arms in the womb of our true home, the cosmic ocean. We are planetary child arising, the person of our planet. We are many minds becoming one mind. Arising as daughter, awakening, rubbing away her coyote tears, rubbing away her coyote tears, rubbing away her coyote tears, dreaming the dream, the planet drum. In her dawning, Gaia child dances the universe, twirling, whirling, spinning, sparking the cosmogony of her dream alive. She unfurls it, now nebula, now nova, now galaxy. Spinning, 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 she whirls it alive. The galaxies run through her hands like beads. Gaia, Origen rising, Rigel smiling, whirling. She runs a ribbon through the heart of silence. A mead of pasture in the moss on the common green. In the bogs and fens, through the stone, her eyes smile blue. She is the diamond-jeweled ornament. She is liberation. Etain in druidic dance emerges at Stonehenge. Magdalene sweeps clean. Mary, Martha, Margot, Columba gather. Ethiopia waits. Ursa Major points toward Polaris, the great bare space. Alaska moves in Beringia, dips toward Antarctica. The Seven Sisters aloft sprung skyward from Grand Teton medicine wheel with bear marks and claws on its petrified stump. The Kiowa kiss Taime for the sun gift. The sacred bundle, the house made of dawn. In Mythopoesis, the carrier of Scon. Hey, Hetchitu, Miyaheyun. Here, her in the center. Alcyone Tsunami is silent. Amchitka talks. Talkeetna listens. Tualatin hears. Katua responds, hey, Yung Yung. They hear owl call their name. Crane calls, walking to hear. Cattail wails. Coyote smiles. Trust, trust, trust. Big wind moves Umptagila bones across Badlands. Lakota warn of Iktomi. Inuans breathe a nipi to grandfather's spirit, saying, look, look, look for Uipi lights, making ties that bind. Sweat Lodge sinks north to wisdom. White Buffalo woman comes. Cush Canticle's council pole at Morning Star in the east door. Red Cedar Center. Beaver People Congress for Turtle Island. Leelanau sings joy at dawning. The Cloud House says, Lou Welch is found by vultures. Alive! Ho! Gaia shines. In this touching, the shields breathe. Hiama Vihio, Hiama Vihio, Hiama Vihio, Mia Hiyun. This is the new song for the new poetics. This is called Echo Poetics of Deep Ecology. This is the new language, a paradigm shift for the bioregional thinking. Ecocentric in its heart, biocentric in its mind. Aquacentric in its fin consciousness, terracentric in its two-legged and winged consciousness. Aquaterracentric in its tonality consciousness, which encircles the biodiversity and the joy of the journey of us all. So that is again called the bioregional thinking, bioregional vision. This is the bioregional vision. And we will have much more from this as time comes on because we're crying for a vision, we're seekers of a vision. This is the vision. As we move through along the pathways of the Telluride of the deep, as we go skiing down some unknown valley of the Caribbean coral reef, we will bring ourselves up, pop up somewhere in the mid Mississippi River, along about where the Mississippi comes into the land between two rivers, a place called Iowa. And wouldn't it be cool if it were Dubuque and the aquarium, the Aquamarine Center of the Bioregional Vision in Dubuque, which is the key city which opens up to the heart of Highway 1, which is the heartland itself. So in that sense, we are bounded by water, and water is life. And we all live downstream. And there's a vision. They're asking people to become river keepers and caretakers and protectors. Is that true? Isn't that right? For the 7th generation yet to come? Well, there's a project I want you to look up. A lot of people aren't aware of it. It's called the Mississippi River Revival. And in that bioregional vision, everybody along the Mississippi River and the tributaries of the Mississippi River, of which we are, the Iowa and the Cedar River, each person take a little portion of their water, of their river, which is called riparian rights, and become caretakers, river keepers, and clean that portion, that little portion that you assign yourself, much like the highway thing. Pick up, clean up the river wherever you live, that little portion. And the Mississippi River Revival is in motion as we speak, and Dubuque is seeking awareness and funds for cleaning their portion. We clean up the river of all these toxics and nitrates and that kind of stuff upriver, as well as the people in Des Moines. But so this is called Mississippi River Revival, and each town takes a little portion. It's called little portion of their little portion of the river, and says that they're going to clean that river up by the year 2020. So it's going to have a 2020 vision of Mississippi River Revival. Mississippi River Revival is part of the planetary CPR, Conservation, Preservation, Restoration. And this, along the way, helps the cessation of global climate change and global warming. It's everything becomes local, and we become caretakers and planetary midwives in that revival. Mississippi River Revival, which is part of the restoration of the global CPR. Conservation, Preservation, Restoration. So this is the restoration portion, the little portion that we all want to be part of. And anybody from little kids to the great-great-great-grandparents, in their own little way, can come out and tell stories, sing, and afterwards you have food, campfires, and celebrate with food. What your part of the little portion as community is. That way we refine, and define community as that ecosystem, that watershed where we live. Remember, the watershed is part of it, the land, the soil, the earth's soul, and the air. Land, air, and water. That spells law. This is the bioregional consciousness. This is the bioecosystem, law of nature, the law of the divine. The divinized portion, human portion, print that says scripture of the divine for the human portion is in ecosystems and watersheds. That's natural rights. We have human rights, we have civil rights. That's cultural diversity. For biodiversity, we have natural rights, which is the law, land, air, and water, which is the balance and harmony of things within the ecosystem of the air shed, the watershed, and the soil, which is the soul, earth's soul, aqua, terra, water, Mother Earth. It's all interconnected, right? So we just breathe this in. Breathe in love for Mother Earth, aqua, terra, for our land, air, and water, for the air shed, the watershed, and the earth, the soul, the soil. And we breathe out peace through this cleaning up our little portion, this restoration of the Mississippi River Revival. With that, we will have 2020 vision by the year 2020. It'll be very clear, because we're all doing our part to take care of Mother Earth and allow Mother Earth to take care of us. And out of that, we have gratitude. And that's for the 7th generation yet to come. With a little bit of gratitude, we expand the latitude of our attitude and reach altitude. Then we hit orbit, and then we leap. As human beings, we begin to fly. It's a sweet little image. Little gratitude, put some latitude in our attitude. So we're all part of the answer. And that's where we are. We're all part of the answer. We're part of the answer by becoming aware through breathing. I am peace, I am love. Breathing in, I am love. Breathing out, I am peace. Breathing in, I, thou are love. Breathing out, I, thou art peace. I, thou art that. Thou art that, dear friend. These are 3 pieces that I wrote today. It's a triptych, and we're going to just go through them quickly. Not so quickly, but just a whisper of the image of the whisper hits you at an infinitized moment, and so we celebrate this in our midst, the creativity of the ions in our own mind, and everybody receives them. This is called seraphic gene, Gene. So we're all part of the seraphic. Seraphim is the angelic realm. And dear friends, we all have seraphic genes. It's not just the great saints. Everyone has seraphic genes. And it's just a pool of wonder. When we breathe, we slow ourselves down so we prepare ourselves to receive some of these seraphic genes that are within ourselves. This is written today. You can say what you want, seraphic gene. You can say what you want. See things whiz by and not catch a thing. As tempest fugit sees you glaze in the cultural trance. You can realize inside a breath something is opening you up. In a time tesseract beyond the space-time continuum, this is a glimmering behind the dream. The one that fetched away on gossamer wings on the edge of morning tide. This is the one of insight wisdom whispers, where animals had souls and properly burying them in their own kindred surroundings, in their own space, in their own place. What whisper this? Along comes a friend and talks of a new mental lane. Down memory lane, on the road less traveled. A mention of an intentional community before the Amana community began in the 1800s in east central Iowa along the Iowa River. A community called New Jerusalem, right out of the Blake. They came right out of Germany and had a grub stake on the Iowa River right here in pre-Amana. They followed the angelic diva-soaked realm of Swedenborg, who contemporaneously was pure with the Moses of the New Jerusalem, Blake. It was revealed Johnny Appleseed was a Swedenborgian. An apple tree glyph of his apple tree was in the New Jerusalem Cemetery in east central Iowa in pre-Amana. Intentional commune. A tree of life among the temporal dead, living as Axio Mundi in New Jerusalem. This revelation sets up an intergenerational Harmonia Mundi as the head cornerstone for New Jerusalem in the west gate of the Garden of Life in the new land, America. Anima Mundi of the beautiful land, of the Jordan Aquifer, of Iowa, the beautiful land. There's so much in this. We're going to go through this really swiftly, but hear it deep. Because we're in the deep. We're sonic diving here into the deep. We're deep diving. Seraphic gene. You can say what you want. See things whiz by and not catch a thing. As tempest fugit sees you glaze in the cultural trance, you can realize inside a breath something is opening you up. In a time tesseract beyond the space-time continuum, this is a glimmering behind the dream, dear friend, the one that fetched away on gossamer wings on the edge of morning tide. This is the one of insight wisdom whispers, where animals had souls and properly burying them in their own kindred surroundings, in their own space, in their own place, has a place to be. What whisper this? Along comes a friend and talks of a new mental lane down memory lane on the road less traveled. A mention of an intentional community before a manna community began in the 1800s. A community called New Jerusalem, right out of Blake. They came right out of Germany, all had a grub stake on the Iowa River in the Midwest, right here in pre-Amana, right after they followed the angelic diva-soaked realm of Swedenborg, who contemporaneously was peered with the Moses of the New Jerusalem, Blake. It was revealed Johnny Appleseed was Swedenborgian. An apple tree graft of his apple tree was a glyph and was in the New Jerusalem cemetery, a tree of life among the temporal dead, living as Axio Mundi in New Jerusalem. This revelation sets up an intergenerational harmonia mundi as head cornerstone for New Jerusalem in the west gate of the Garden of Life. Anima mundi of the beautiful land, no longer in exile. We are now in the Jordan aquifer of the garden, getting back to the garden. Iowa, the beautiful land, Aho. Second part. This is called 10 Years After in a 1989 Volvo. 10 years after is a sign of the Woodstock arrival, where psychedelic is spiritual scripture, where man returns from exile in a 10-year sojourn in the desert, dosed, saturated beyond chrysalis, through metempsychosis, totality through metamorphosis, full of the vision. This self-synthesis through Via Dolorosa has led him to find the path, follow the beauty way of the pollen path, to walk in beauty. 10 years after is symmetry of the unknown archetype, a wandering anonym down yonder hidden lost valley, living in time out of time. 10 years after is awareness upon return of a lost nation, a new iteration, a Woodstock nation, an Annuncia Dromnia through Labyrinthos in the return to the garden, walking along the road as a child of God, walking along the road as a child of God, walking along the road as a child of God, now in self-realization as an entire generation, a cosmic transport vehicle for millions of people. This is the Madhyamikan Mahayana Miyahayun vehicle of the Great Middle Way, the Kundalini awakening of electric Tibet, the way west of Kundun. This, dear friend, this cosmic transport service into the clearing in the forest of the Rainbow Gathering was first seen in the deep purple haze of the shining mountains on the road in a 1989 Volvo, 10 years after. Aho! 10 years after. And this is 10 years after in the 1989 Volvo. And then the last triptych is called The Seven Scaffoldings in the New Mental House of Old Cap. Old Cap is the center of the University of Iowa. It's the first capital of Iowa back 1847, about 160 years ago, and is now the center of the Pentecrest, which is the beautiful east campus of the University of Iowa. And if you go down there and look at it now, there's these seven scaffolding. They're redoing the entire part of Old Capitol from just below the dome to the mid-third. The upper third is the dome, and in the mid-third, you've got seven scaffoldings, so they're totally redoing it. So I saw that today, and I thought, a seven scaffolding on the new mental house of Old Cap. And this is Columbus Day that's now turned into Indigenous Day, October 12th. So it has a lot of those tonalities, okay? Returning to Iowa City here on the former Columbus Day, now Indigenous Day, is a non-ordinary reality. In highly dosed, toxified, politicized, colonialized holiday assigning, this is a heavy notion. tinged with dualistic potion, set into motion in the tincture of time. Let's unpack this. Columbus may very well have been a Jew, a Sephardic Jew. May 2nd, 1492, Columbus sailed in a mare incognita, which is on the sea unknown territory. May 1st, 1492, the day before Columbus sailed, all Jews were exiled from Spain by Isabel and Ferdinand, still during the Roman Catholic Inquisition. Columbus may very well, through the Catholic Church interdiction, begun the conquest of his own, sailing 3 ships as 3 crosses on Gethsemane Hill for the Native Americans, for crucifixion of the New World as they knew it, the indigenous, in a witch's brew the world has never before seen, nor the likes of which it has never since seen. Begin in the beginning of the tabula rasa, which is the empty slate. When you have a new beginning, it's called a tabula rasa, the empty slate. A tabula rasa in the terra incognita. They didn't even know the New World. They were sailing for India, and they didn't even know this continent was here. That's what they didn't know. The earth was flat, according to that thinking. So begin the beginning of the tabula rasa and terra incognita. So that means unknown territory. As obscene through the papal bull to subjugate the indigenous people and call them subhumans. And that was a legal document called the papal bull and the Doctrine of Discovery on May 3rd, 1493. So you can see where there could be some great misperceptions of one world to another, one mental house to another. The New World mental house was the indigenous mental house, and the Old World mental house, who didn't even know that there was such a thing as a legislature. Here, they had the 3 notions of the separation of powers: executive, legislative, and judicial. And in the Old World, there was just a king and the subjects. There was no legislature. So that was a different mental house they were entering in. And so we have these tremendous confusions. So when I saw this 7 scaffoldings on the old cap, I thought, like you have a cap or you're thinking, and a university is a wonderful place to develop your mind and get a new insight. So here on the old cap, 7 scaffolding on a new mental house. We'll get a new mental house of old cap. We're going to celebrate that. And in closing, we're going to return to that Volvo for just about 2 minutes or less, and say 10 years after is a sign of the Woodstock arrival, where psychedelic is spiritual scripture, where man returns from exile in a 10-year sojourn in the desert, dosed, saturated, and beyond the chrysalis through metempsychosis, and totality through metamorphosis, full of the vision. This self-synthesis through Via Dolorosa has led him to find the path, to follow the beauty way of the pollen path, to walk in beauty. 10 years after is asymmetry of unknown archetype, a wandering anonym, down yonder hidden lost valley, dear friends, down here in the deep, living in time, out of time. 10 years after is awareness upon return. So we're not going to get the bends, but we're starting to rise above the water here of a lost nation, a new iteration, a Woodstock nation, an Annuncio Dromnia, a turnaround through the labyrinth, the maze way, in the return to the garden. Walking along the road as a child of God, now in self-realization as an entire generation, a cosmic transport vehicle for millions of people. And the 7th generation, this is the Majjhimika and Mahayana Mahayun vehicle of the great middle way of the upper Midwest. The Kundalini awakening of electric Tibet, the way west of Kundun, this dear friend, this cosmic transport into the clearing of the forest of the rainbow gathering, was the first seen in the deep purple haze of the shining mountains on the road in a 1989 Volvo, 10 years after. Enjoy this one. Peace to you and yours. Now we don't get the bends.